Hey, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm here with another video. And today I'll be discussing about how to introduce yourself in various professional scenarios. Okay, let me tell you why I'm doing this video. So whenever you want to text someone who is like outside your personal reach but who is a professional working in certain company, or they are a recruiter, or maybe they are someone you want to ask for a referral, or maybe this is your actual interview and you want to introduce yourself. So these are the situation you will be facing one day. So I don't want you to waste that one opportunity you get on screwing up your introduction, right? So, and this is a very hard problem for even for me also, because when I was at your stage, or when I was in my college, or doing during my placement time, or when I'm switching my jobs, introducing yourself is sounds very simple, but this is a very crucial part of every interview or every conversation you are striking with someone, right? So this is the place where you can make your first impression, and as you all know, first impression does matter. So let me tell you how to make yourself unique and more interesting and appealing towards the person you are making your conversation. And this is from my personal experience. That's why I thought I would make a video so that I can help you. For example, like I get multiple messages from many students from universities, from after the 12th class and all, and they are straight up texting me on like, hi brother, hello bhaiya, and just asking some random questions. For example, somebody has texted me and asked like, what laptop should I get? And I was like, what, why is asking that to me? I'm not an expert on laptops, but that is something you can check with some YouTube reviewers, or maybe you can Google yourself, and you can up to your budget you can buy whatever you want. So why should someone text me that? So I don't want someone to waste their one opportunity to talk to anyone, even if it is me or any other engineers or professionals, or maybe a recruiter, or even in an actual interview. You don't want to waste your one opportunity on asking very silly questions, or very vague questions, or very generic questions. So that's why I want to guide you on how to make yourself more appealing. Okay, so let's get started. So today I'll be covering on 4 scenarios. The first one is like talking to your seniors or any other professionals who is outside your reach, but you do know them through some common networks, or maybe they are like a senior in your college, or maybe they are senior in your workplace, or they are somehow you got to know their contact somehow. Okay, so that is one category we are focusing. Second category is like asking for a referral. So you are in LinkedIn, you like a particular company or a particular position in there, or and you want to get a job there, so you want to get a referral, right? So you want to talk to an employee who's working there. So that is the second category we'll be covering. And third one is like contacting the recruiters. So that's another category. And the fourth one is when you are in an actual interview, how you can introduce yourself. Okay, so let's start with the first one. So let's imagine you are in your college, or you are in your you just finished your 12th or in your school. So you want to talk to me, or maybe some seniors who have placed from your university, or somebody you know who is like working in some place, or they are good at their professionalism and professional way, or they are in a certain career position which you aspire to be and all. So when you are texting someone, and here I'm just taking an example of between you and me. Okay, so when you are texting me, you don't want to text me just by saying hey, that's it, and nothing follow up, or maybe you're just saying hello bhaiya, or something very generic or anything. So see, it's not just you, right? There are many other hundreds of students who is texting me, so how can I respond all of them back, right? I don't even get much time for that. So we will be picking up messages which has some content in it, which has some value in it. So we will be responding to that, because whenever I discuss the same with my friends, my peers and all, they all say the same. They don't want to waste their time, because it's not see, it's not an intentional decision. It's because, you know, we are working full time, we have our work life, then later we have our personal life. We need to have some time for ourselves also. So after all this, we are getting messages from you, and we personally don't know you. So when it comes to priority, we'll be always preferring someone who we know personally. Maybe we are getting text from our friends, so we'll be texting back to them, and you will be going down in the list, right? So in these scenarios, I want to help you, right? So how you can make yourself very unique in this scenario? So when you're starting your conversation, have a structure to it. Okay, so start, and this structure will apply to all the other categories also, but we just have to modify them a little bit here and there. So I will come into that, but let's come with the structure for how to talk to your seniors. So first thing, introduce yourself by saying, hey, my name is XYZ and I'm studying here at this doing this course, I'm in this year. Or maybe you can say, hey, I'm this XYZ, I'm studying at this school and I just finished my 12th. So something like that, something about yourself, like your name, what you're studying or what you're doing currently or where you are at. So things like that, that should be the first part. And the second part is, have a concise or purposeful question. Okay, have a question which means something. It should not be like I said previously, it should not be something like, hey, which laptop should I buy? See, that's something very silly question. You don't need to ask such kind of questions to any professional, right? So you need to ask something like, hey, maybe you are confused with which domain you want to go. You don't know if machine learning is good or maybe front-end development is good, and you were not able to find the answers by googling it or researching it. So you can just say, hey, I like machine learning as well as front-end development, but I'm very confused which one should I focus first, how should I go forward, what is the career opportunity in future, how does industries look forward to students who have studied this particular domain and all. So you can go in that particular way and ask their expertise opinion about these things. So then I can go and see, okay, hey, you should not worry about it, you can actually combine them and go forward with it. So I can give you a very nice and concise answer towards it, which is valuable for both of us, right? Because I can give you something from my experience and you can use it for your career life. So have a concise and nice question to ask. And third, you have to thank them for their valuable time. So you should say, hey, I know you are taking some time for me to answer this, so I'm very thankful for you or very grateful for you, and I wish you have a good weekend or maybe a nice day or nice evening and everything like that. Then just say, hey, I'm looking forward to hear back from you. So that's it, that's how you should end. So 3 parts. Okay, tell about yourself, give a concise questions, and the third, do a conclusion by thanking them and be grateful for their time and also. Okay, and the next thing I want to tell you is, don't be very eager to hear back from them. They might be responding you maybe in 1 week, maybe in 2 weeks, maybe 3 to 4 weeks, right? So give time, give a 3 to 4 weeks of time for hearing back from anyone. Okay, and if you haven't heard back after 4 weeks, then what you want to do is, you should do a follow-up question. And the follow-up question is like, you should say, hey, I hope you're well, have you got time to read through my previous messages? I'm very eager to know about the answers from your side. So just be very kind and very polite way. You should do a follow-up questions, and let's see when they respond. Okay, and you should not be very needy about responses, because that gives you a bad impression in a way. Because even I got certain messages where where a student asked me like something about a course which like subdomain or specialization he wants to do. I wanted a 1 day time to just think about it and research about it, but this student, what he did is, he texted me every 30 minutes. Every 30 minutes he was texting me, hey, reply me back, why are you not replying, why are you doing that? So these kind of questions or texting very frequently is a very bad impression, because it kind of feels very irritative, because we don't know you and you are just texting a lot. And see, will be a very big deal breaker. So try not to be very needy, try to be professional, because in professional time you should just text them or email them and just keep waiting for a response. Once there is no response after certain 3 to 4 weeks, then do a follow-up. Okay, so this is something you should follow, and I hope this really helps you. And try texting this. Maybe you can text me on LinkedIn, or maybe you can put a comment down on how you are going to introduce yourself or how you are going to ask a question. If there is something that I would help you on by replying to those comments, and I will clarify your questions, or I will help you to beautify those questions and all. Okay, so just comment down like how you are going to introduce yourself to everyone else. Okay, let's go with the second one, asking for a referral. Okay, now when you're asking for a referral, you have to keep few things in mind. First thing is, just don't expect that when you're asking someone for a referral you will get a job. Okay, just forget about it. Referral is all about getting you to an interview only. So that is the fast track way to get an interview. Okay, that's why we need referrals. Okay, now second thing, referrals is like kind of asking, imagine you are walking through a street and some stranger come to you and asking, hey, invite me to your home, I want to have a dinner with you, or maybe I want to have dinner from your home. What will you feel? Just close your eyes and imagine some stranger coming to you and asking, hey, invite me to your home. So you would feel very weird, right? Like, why this stranger is asking me to invite him to my home. So that is the same situation or scenario when you ask someone for referring them to their organization, right? So how can you make this more unique, more appealing way? Okay, so the first thing is there are a lot of tricks, and I'm going to give you some good tips. Okay, so first thing, have a good LinkedIn profile. So LinkedIn profile is very must, as well as your resume. Of course, obviously you should have a good resume too. But in LinkedIn, mention all your skills, whatever projects you have done. If you are a professional, if you already have some work experience, have your work experience listed. What have you done in your work? What kind of skills you have acquired? Things like that. And if you're a student, mention all your projects, what kind of skills you have used in those projects, what have you learned from them, what is your purpose or what is your dream, what is your goal. So have a good profile which looks very beautiful, and I will comment down my LinkedIn profile in this description, and you can just check it out, like how to structure them and all. And don't worry about content, because if you are in various stages of your life, for example, if you're in first year of your BTech, you would not have much skills to add into it, but still having a profile is good enough. So as you grow from first year to second year, then to third year, then to final year, so every year you should have some projects on your list. Describe what all you have done in each project, what have you learned. So when you're in third year and all, when you look at your profile, it will be better than what you have been in your first year, right? So build your profile in a good manner, and be very proactive on finding on opportunities which you can add to your profile. For example, if your university is hosting a hackathon, go and join them and try to if you win or not doesn't matter, but go and join them, do something there, build some projects there, and you can add that in your profile. You can say, hey, I have participated in XYZ hackathon, I have done this project, I have used various skills like Python, IoT, or maybe machine learning to build this project. So you can mention that. Okay, similarly, go for some projects or hackathon. Then what else? Maybe host some event, or do a tech talk or something, anything, right? So try to find opportunities, and you should go and grab those opportunities, so that you should keep in your mind, hey, if I do this, I can add this in my LinkedIn profile, I can add this in my resume. So that's how you add skills to your profile. Okay, it's not just your curriculum course that gives you skills. That skills you will get is by doing this extracurricular things. Okay, so focus on that, be proactive on those side. Okay, now once you have a good LinkedIn profile, now let's say you want to apply for Google. Now you are going to ask referral from an engineer who is working at Google. Okay, so how will you approach that engineer? You cannot directly send a message. Okay, so first thing, try to connect with him, see if you can connect. There is an option to connect with him. If you can connect, good. If you can't connect, just follow him, see the post what he is posting, go and like it, go and comment, do a thoughtful comments. Okay, just don't go and say, hey, very good post, wow wow, don't do that. You can just say, hey, if it is something insightful, if you have learned something new, you can say, hey, I got to learn this from your this post, and thank you very much for that. You can comment like that, do a thoughtful commenting in the post and all. And don't be very needy, don't go and comment on all their posts in every 1 or 2 minutes. Don't do that. Just read through it, understand it. So then after 1 or 2 3 weeks, you will have at least a connection by knowing there is someone who is commenting on you and all. Then later you can just send him an personalized notes on LinkedIn. Just say, hey, I've been following you for this many days, I see your content very good, I see this position you're working at Google, and that is amazing. So you want to, so before texting them, one more thing I forgot to add is, you should find a job in those company. Okay, you should go to their career page and find a position that is interesting for you, that that suits you. Okay, that is something you should do. Nobody is going to, no referrals is gonna go and do the research for you. So the research you need to do yourself on finding which position you are going to apply. Okay, so once you find which position you're going to apply, and now continue the conversation with the guy, you can just say, hey, I found this particular position at your organization. I find it very interesting and it suits my skill set. So will you be able to give me a referral for this? It would be great. So you should text in that way and say, thank you very much for that. I hope it's not a disturbance for you or anything like that. So be very polite and ask for this. So it's very, if you find, give them a job ID or the career page link for them for particular position. It's very easy for any employees to, it's in their internal network. They can just find the job ID and your email ID, then they can just give. So you have to send them the job ID or the link. You have to send them your resume and maybe a cover letter and things like that. So that's how you should talk for a referral. Okay, you should, again, like I said before, you should not be needy. You should not be very rude. You should be polite and understand that it's like there's only 1% chance that somebody will respond back to you. So always keep that in mind. Don't be very eager. If you don't find one person, find the another person. Try to make a good network out of everyone. So it's not just one employee you should target. It should be like, okay, for example, you want to apply for like I said, an engineering position in Google. Find few engineers who is working there in the same location, send them LinkedIn request, make them your LinkedIn connections. Okay, so have 10 to 15 connections. Then when you are asking, they will see, oh, he's mutual friends with other colleagues they are working with. So there is a more probability that they are going to see your profile, notice your profile, respond back to you if your message is good, if your resume is good, if your the conversation is nice. Okay, so that's how you approach for anyone for reference. Okay, just don't go blindly and ask for reference. Have in mind, you should be someone who is known, whose profile is good, and build your profile. Okay, make it more attractive. So that's the thing I want to say. Let's go to the third category, where you are contacting with a recruiter. And this is going to be fun, because when you're talking to a recruiter, because recruiters are obviously looking for candidates, right? They want candidates, they want to hire people for their organization. Now you want to appeal towards them as an attractive candidate. So how you are going to do that? Imagine it's not just you, there are like hundreds of other candidates, so you need to stand out. So how you can stand out? Like I said in previous two things, have an attractive profile. If you are on LinkedIn, have your LinkedIn profile so good that people, first impression would be great. So when recruiters go with their keywords of key skills, they find, oh, okay, this profile, this guy has XYZ skills. Okay, this is something we need. And maybe they say, oh, he's doing hackathons, he's doing tech talks, he's hosting events. So he's like very proactive. He has some leadership skills. He has some team working skills. He is like very collaborative. So these things are very much, a recruiter attractive skill sets. Okay, so you should have these things on your LinkedIn profile, on your resumes and all. So once that is there, when you're texting a recruiter, you can first and foremost thing, you have to find it, which positions are these recruiters going to hire for. Okay, so if you go to their LinkedIn post, maybe you find they're hiring for XYZ positions, or go to their recruiters company websites and go in the career page and find some career page. Like I said, for the referrals also same thing, find a position that suits you. Once you find that, what you have to do is, you can text them, like I said, for the referral way, introduce yourself, you are XYZ, and you say, hey, I found this particular position from your post or from your company's career page. I really like this position. My skill set suits with it and my passion aligns with that. So I would like to apply for this. Okay, so you can say, could you connect me with the HR, or like, could you tell me like how can I go and proceed with the interview and all. So you can just ask directly in that way, and that's a good way on how to interact with recruiters. Don't go and like, go and comment on their LinkedIn post, hey, I'm interested, DM me. Don't do such thing. Just send them a personalized good messages. Okay, commenting on their post or like asking for, hey, refer me here or something like that doesn't work, and it is kind of a bad impression. So don't do that, I would say. And have some patience also. That, see, always keep this in mind. Whatever job, in whatever career level you are, just always keep this in mind. If you apply for 100 jobs, if you ask 100 people, if you ask for 100 recruiters, only one of them is going to respond back. So always keep that in mind. One or maybe at most 10 people. So somewhere between 1 to 10 percentage is going to respond back. Okay. So let me tell you from my experience, when I was like switching job, I applied for more than 275 companies, and maybe 30 or 40 of them, at max 30 to 40 of them responded, and I interviewed for 15 or 16 of them only. Okay. And in that 15 to 16 I got like 10 jobs. So that is the ratio. You should always keep that in mind. So 270 I have done, and I got 15 to 16 interviews, I got 10 jobs. So that is the ratio or probability you're going to. So always this, whatever, if you're a fresher, if you're an experienced professional, if you have 10 years of experience, if you have 1 year of experience, whatever it is, this is the ratio. So have patience, keep your profile good, keep your resume good, keep just prepare every day for this in situations, practice yourself. And it's very hard to keep everything in your mind also. Okay, so better take a note of it, like write in a notebook how to introduce yourself, various scenarios, make categories of it, right? Okay, about yourself, the questions you want to ask, or the position you want to get referral for, or the job posting you suffer. So that second part you should be. The third part, you should thankful or grateful to them for spending their time and things like that, and just at the end just say looking forward to hear back from you, things like that. Now that's about it, and if you have any questions, just comment down and I will try to answer them back. If you have your own introduction on your mind, just type your introduction in the comments, and I will correct if anything is wrong, or if I will guide you if anything is out of shape or something there is to improve and all. And let's go to the fourth category, is like introducing yourself on an interview. Now when you are on an interview, you know you're very nervous, your hands are sweating, and your heart is pumping, and you're worried about if I will get a job or not, or maybe you're worried about if I will be able to answer the question. So you know you're sitting. Okay, now I'll be focusing mostly on the video conferencing interview initially, instead of in person. And in person interview I will make another video telling about it, but first right now let's focus on the initial round, or in an online interview. So you are on your Zoom call or Google Meet. Okay, you're ready, your interview is there, interview is coming. Hey, they're asking, hey, how are you? And you're just going and say, hey, I'm good, and keeping silent. That's not good. Okay, so in interview, so first thing you want to know about interview is like a conversation. Okay, it's not a Q&A session, it's a conversation. It's like you're talking to someone who is very senior to you, or who is going to be your peer, who is going to be a colleague and all. It's a conversation. The percentage of conversation, 80% is you are talking, 20% is the interviewer talking. So that's the conversation percentage. So focus on that. And they are not here to scrutinize you, they are here to understand you, they are here to know your skill set, your knowledge and everything. They are not here to fire you, or they are not here to degrade you. So keep this all in your mind. Okay, they are just friendly people. Okay, now keep all this in your mind. Now forget about everything else. Now introducing yourself. So when you're when the interview is ready, you just say, you should salute them with like something like, hey Mr. XYZ, good morning. You can just say, or you can just start with like, hey, good morning, Mr. XYZ. How are you doing today, or how was your day, or something like that. You can start with something like that initially. So you should have a good confident tone with your voice. So you should not be like, hey, good morning. You should not be like that, or you should not wait for someone to tell you, hey, good morning, how are you? Then you should be, hey, I'm fine, good. How are you? So you should not be in that way. You should be very confident about it. You should be something like, hey, good morning, XYZ. Then you can just ask, hey, how was your day, or how are you doing, or something like that. Or if they are asking you first, you can say, hey, I'm good, I'm very excited to be here, and I'm glad you are here, and I'm very excited for our conversation. You should say it that way. Okay, so you should be confident on your tone. Okay, this is kind of an you could say like kind of a performance you're showcasing, because you're going to sell yourself, right? You are the product and you are the salesman. So you should be doing a good performance in an interview. Okay, then this is what we call as performance. Next thing, so now you can structure your introduction. So we can go for a fresher. Now you are a fresher, you are just graduating from your college, or you're in your internship interview, or you're in your placement interview. So when they say for introduction, let's say, hey, my name is Yasir, I just finished my 6th semester, or maybe I finished my 8th semester, I have this much CGPA, and now I'm very excited to sit in this placement cell or in this interview for your company, because I'm very much passionate about machine learning, and your company is doing extraordinary work in machine learning, and I find this team or this company very exciting for me, and my passion strongly aligns with you, or my skill set comes very close to the job position, so that I would love to interview for this, and I'm very excited for our conversation. So you can say something like that. You don't want to go very deep into your personal things. You don't want to go that, hey, I'm this, I come from this place, and I have this brother, I have my father and parents doing this, I have two siblings, I have three siblings, or maybe I travel from here to there, I go from here to there, and my hobbies are like watching TV, I do Netflix, I do the YouTube, or maybe you don't need to tell any of this. Okay, this doesn't add value to you. What good does it do? Like if they got to know your parents and siblings, it doesn't matter, right? And if you are watching a lot of movies, how can it add value to your profile? So don't say anything like that unless there is a conversation coming towards it. Okay, so it's better you can control the narrative, and you can take the interviewer surrounding your narrative. Okay, so don't go and blabber any unwanted things. So just focus on things like that. So how can you mention your hobbies and skill sets, right? So you can say your hobby something like that. For example, so my hobby, so for example, I'm going to tell like that. So somebody's interviewing, like they ask what's your hobby, you can say, hey, I like talking with people and moderating something. So I host certain events where they do talk about Java or Python. We do Python maybe tutorials, or maybe crash courses. So Python crash courses, we have hosted multiple events like that, so that I can organize multiple students and teach them these things. So that's one case. So they will know that, oh, this guy knows organization skills, he knows team skills and all. Or maybe you can say, I love hackathons and I love solving problems, so I participate as many hackathons as possible, and I only won one or two, but I got to learn a lot from participating in multiple other hackathons. I got to meet new people, we have collaborated, we made a good product, but unfortunately we didn't won, but that have taught me many new skills I needed. So things like that. See, that's how you should put your hobbies, put your skills. So now another thing, people who are watching this, who are not yet in this stage, if you don't have any hobbies which can articulate certain skills, go and find them. Forcefully go and find them, and decide or keep them as your storytelling skill set. Okay, so this is compulsory. Go and find those particular hobbies. Okay, don't say your hobby is like watching TVs or watching movies or playing cricket, doing football and all. Focus on this kind of things which will add value to your profile. Okay, it can be anything. You are good at writing contents. Okay, maybe you write some online blogs, good, great. Maybe you like building websites, so have a portfolio of websites you have. That's an hobby. You're maybe a YouTuber, maybe you like making contents, like you can say, hey, I like to make videos regarding educational content and this and all. That's something you can say, it's not a bad thing, but it should not be something that wastes your energy and you're not gaining anything. Okay, so focus on that, find some hobbies like that, add that to your introduction, so things like that. Now second thing and third thing, I would say, like how can you articulate your skills you have apart from hobbies, right? So like I said, like you can say, in during my education I have participated in various projects, or I built this project which have taught me Python and machine learning. Or you can say, I got an opportunity to work with certain engineers in this company, where I have found that doing this particular practices were really helpful. So you have to narrate your introduction by saying, turning your story into a way that will make you more attractive. Okay, showing your skills, and you're saying them indirectly by making it out of a story, right? So that's how you should go with your introduction, and it should be just in 1 or 2 minutes. So it should not be like a huge story. It should be some. So for example, so let me do my introduction for you, and it's just a scenario. Okay, let's assume I'm in maybe in my 8th semester. So I will say like, hey, my name is Yasir, I just finished my 7th semester, now I'm in my 8th semester, I have this CGPA, and I'm very excited to sit on this placement drive. I love your company, I have following the work you have doing, so especially the projects you have done in this scenario, and I'm very much passionate about machine learning. I have done certain projects on machine learning. For example, I have did a conversational AI which do speak to us regarding our personal things and all. And I find you also have a similar team which works on conversational AI, and I'm really excited about it. Maybe we could talk about it further. And apart from that, I also do some hackathons. I also host tech talk events in my campus, and I've got to meet many new personalities, many engineers from various companies, and got to learn a lot from them. my other hobbies are like I love traveling. So while traveling, I meet a lot of new people. I find their problems. Sometimes I even get few cool ideas. For example, building a smart garbage can in villages so that people can know, or the authorities can know when a garbage can is full so that they can empty it. So I try to do some brainstorming while traveling and find real world problems to solve. So these are my hobbies and all. And apart from that, my guilty pleasures include cooking or maybe playing some sports and all. So that's it, that's all about me, and I'm very excited about this conversation, and that's all about me. So you can keep something very simple like that. And this is something I just came up right now, and it's not good enough, it's not final. But what I will do is, when I have these thoughts, I will just write it down in a notebook. I will just categorize them, and I will just filter it, or I will add more nuances and words into it. I will remove few things. For example, I told maybe my hobbies are maybe good or maybe bad, I don't know what should add. So just write it in a notebook, remove what's bad, add what's good, structure it again, and practice yourself like 10 to 20 times on this introduction, and go forward from it. So in my introduction, you have noticed maybe like I said about a project I did about conversational AI. So this company, I'm assuming, okay, this company has a team on conversational AI. So what happens is, like, most probably the recruiter will be hooked on that point, and they will ask, hey, you have done this conversational AI, so tell me more about that. What did you do? How it? So you can, you can now navigate this whole conversation on your expertise. Now you can say, hey, I did this conversation using Java and this machine learning models, and we did this and that. It can do this much in skills and all. So see, now the interviewer is more interested on you. So that's how you can make yourself unique, okay? Because every candidate is going through the same thing. These interviews will be like, oh, this guy is doing same, this guy is doing, and you are the exceptional case now, right? Your project is very much interesting for the company. So that's how you can make yourself very attractive. So whichever company you are applying, whether it is Google, Microsoft, or any small startups, anywhere, your skill set is an attractive key factor for every recruiters, okay? So that's how you should show up, or you should show yourself, okay? It's then you should not lie on your resume or in your introduction. If you lie, they will go and ask for example, you said some fake project you are doing, so they will ask about it. Hey, tell me about this project, what all technologies you used, how did you solve this particular problem in that and all. And you will be not able to answer it, and they will know, hey, you are making it all up. So they will be directly rejecting you. Maybe in the worst case, they will blacklist you, and you will never be able to apply back there. So just keep in mind, keep it very genuine, keep telling everything in an honest way, and don't tell anything that can have a negative impression on you. So keep it. And there will be some tricky questions. For example, they will ask, hey, tell me about your weakness. When they ask about strength, you can say so many positive things, right? But when they ask about your weakness, don't tell a weakness. For example, hey, I'm very lazy, I do this, or I do procrastination. Don't say things like that, which is true, maybe might be true, but don't need to tell all this thing in the interview, which is again a negative impression for you. So I will make another video on how to go exactly on the interview and all, but today I'm just focusing on introduction. So I hope this is clear for you. So let me recap the introduction for interview again. So introduce yourself by addressing the interviewer. Ask them how are they doing, how is everything. Then once the conversation starts, then when they ask more about you, just go say, hey, I am doing this, I have finished this XYZ, I have this many things, and apart from that, you are doing this project where you did the XYZ skill set, where you solved particular problems. Then after that, you just go and say you have this particular hobbies where you are able to find new thing or learn new thing on your life skills and all. And after that, you can say something like you love whatever else, and after that you can just say, hey, that's it, that's all about me, done. And if you are an experienced guy, if you have some certain experience, what you can do is, the first part is same, introduce yourself, tell that you are doing this, you have been working here for past 2 years, 1 years, and from there you have worked on this particular team, and the project you are working on is like XYZ project where you are able to solve particular problems, and these problems needed particular skills like AWS, Docker, maybe a microservices, or machine learning algorithms. You were able to scale up these models or scale down the models, so things like that. So if you're an experienced guy, you will have a lot of skills and a lot of projects lot of keys points you can mention. Okay, but for freshers it will be very less. So most things you can tell about is your projects, your hackathons, your extracurricular activities and all. So that's all. So just focus on that. At the end you can conclude, hey, I'm very excited to sit here, I'm following up your work for a long, your company is exciting, my passion aligns with this, my case can align with the positions. So I'm very excited, I'm looking forward for a fruitful conversation. That's all about me. Yes, so that's how you should stop it, that's how you should conclude it, and that's how you should go. So always write this in a paper, and maybe you can find yourself modifying it a little bit here and there, tune it up, fine tune it, and make it better as per the company. If you're sitting for a front end, tune it up a different way. If you're sitting for a back end positions, tune it in a different way. So that's all. Again, I would say, like, you can comment down here what kind of introduction you're going to say, and I will help you on tuning it in a better way, and let's see how it goes. If you have any other questions, any other doubts, just comment it down. And today I'm stopping today's video, and if you have any other questions, just comment down. I know it's been a while I've made some videos, so I hope I can keep making more videos. So I need more feedback from you, so you should keep commenting, keep telling me what all you need so that I can make it. So that's for today. I hope you have a good day. Take care and see you in the next video.